Sagittarius, this is your past life Tarotscope. I am recording this in February of 2017, but these readings are intended to truly be timeless. So keep that in mind. Your past life is your past life, so it doesn't matter if it's February or March or 10 years from now, this information is going to be the same. But the way it's coming through in your life right now, when you listen to this video, that is when you are meant to hear this information. So that's what I mean by timeless. And I am getting a cold, so I do apologize that I don't sound 100%, but the show must go on. So with you guys, I pulled the Atlantis card, the Celtic card, forgiveness, and vows. Now, something that I want to point out before I get into that is it's really important when you are trying to look into past life to understand your astrology chart in the sense of what your south node is. And for those of you that do not know what your south node is, it is the energy of your past incarnation. It's what you bring forth for the good or the bad into this lifetime. So there is a link in the description box so that you can obtain a free natal chart to see what your south node is if you do not know that at this time. I personally am an Aries south node, so depending on what your south node is, it changes what each of these energies here mean to you in a past life. So 500 Sagittarius is listening to this had a past life in Atlantis, but those with a south node, say in Pisces, opposed to those with the south node in Aries, their role in Atlantis is going to be very different. And so it's very important that you understand your astrology on that level when you're trying to understand past life energies and how they're playing out now and what it all means. So what I see in your reading, this is going to resonate the strongest for those who have a south node in earth or water. Primarily, I'm feeling Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces. So, because I've pulled some energies for your south node to take a look, but I highly encourage you to look into your south node astrology, and that will provide you more information than you imagine. So getting right in, you guys have Atlantis and Celtic. So right away I know that there are two distinct past lives coming through for you guys in this reading. And for those who are not familiar what the Celtic regions are, it's like Scotland and Ireland and Wales. So you may have a draw to that, or a draw to the medieval era. But also with Atlantis here, that tells me you all are very wise. And what I see as your gift coming into this life that nobody can take away from you, but then your curse coming into this life that you must overcome, I almost have to like giggle because you guys are so wise. The energy that's coming through in this reading for past life is for Sagittarius, who has walked in many different shoes in many different lifetimes, going really far back here. But aside from like the location, we have forgiveness and vows here. And the cards that I see following that, I really feel that you've had quite a bit of disruption in your romantic life and your financial situation. Meaning, you could be where it's been like you go through these periods of being very financially stable, and then it flips and it's like you're financially struggling, and then it flips and you're back to being financially stable. And then for others, it's you go through that with relationships. It's like your relationship is stable, and then it just flips and it's unstable, and then you break up, and then it's like the cycle repeats in your next relationship. And for some, it could be a combination of the money and the relationship. And the reason why I'm saying money and relationships is coming in from your South Node. We have the King of Cups reversed and we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. But what is your gift that cannot be taken from you is the World and the Chess Queen. So you are a genius. You are brilliant. You strategize and you see things that other people just don't. You have a special access to the worldwide Google of the collective consciousness. And you have access to utilize that information that you gain from that place to your advantage. It's like you have the rite of passage for that. And oh my God, I just realized this and I love it. 2930. If that's not a synchronicity, I don't know what is. But you guys get away with stuff that other people wouldn't. In fact, people have probably accused you of being a cat and having 9 lives. You just have gotten out of sticky situations when the odds were against you, and somehow you still prevailed and came out on top. Now, that's not to say that every single situation in your life that's how it went down, but you have this special magic at your fingertips, and this is based on work in previous lifetimes, okay? Everything builds on top of each other, so you guys have a very special magic. However, what is your curse or your challenge that must be overcome this lifetime? We have the Door to Spirit, and then the Diamond Dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. So this is where that fluctuation in your finances or your material wealth in general can really fluctuate. Or you might have this conflict internally where you feel that to be spiritual and close to God, in whatever platform you reach out to the divine, it's almost like wealth makes you feel like that you're afraid that it will corrupt you, or maybe it did corrupt your relationship with spirit. Okay, there's this here is a challenge energy that comes forth from your South Node, and seeing that King of Cups reversed and that Ten of Pentacles reversed, I know with these 2 cards coming out, you've struggled with relationships, romantic relationships, and that has at times made you question your connection to spirit. And same with the material wealth. So why does that happen, you ask? Why do I struggle with those 2 things? And you know, if you don't up and down struggle, this might be a constant worry in your head, because what accompanies your South Node is this Knight of Cups, and you have the Knight of Cups under, see, the Knight of Cups is quite important here, under the forgiveness, and then you have divine timing twice. So what that's telling me is this life you have this second chance, this opportunity to repair relationships with lovers and with finances. Because with forgiveness there, you did things in the past life that weren't on the up and up, okay? And that doesn't mean you were a bad person. It doesn't even have to be anything big or crazy. We've all done good and bad. What my point is that is showing up in this reading as that energy is affecting you now. And I see that very strongly with divine justice here. So with forgiveness and vows, I really have the sense that you, in regards to love and romance, you were a playboy in your previous incarnation, whether you are a female this lifetime. I definitely feel strongly that many of you were males and you were playboys, and that's just the way it goes. And you did have money and you were abundant. I don't see any cards indicating that in your past life you were not an abundant person. So that's why this life, that's kind of your expectation, and it might frustrate you when you struggle with it because it's coming through so strongly. But now I lost my train of thought. Gosh darn it. Anyways, with these two Knight of Cups and those cards, the forgiveness and the vows, I know that there is this element of clearing karma on the relationship level. Now, if you were a female, you could have been a female last life, or if you're a male, you could have been a female last life, but it's the same energy. You played games more than you were honest when it came to love, and when it came to business and finance, you may have not always been up and up towards business partners and things like that. Like, you did things that would benefit you more in the long run, which honestly in any business practice, that's what makes anybody successful. So it's not that you did anything out of the norm, but some of the choices that you made created an imbalance in your karma that it wasn't cleared or balanced last lifetime. And with the Two of Crystals coming out here, that's really strong, because the crystals in that Syrian Starseed deck indicate pentacles, and that sits right next to divine justice, and above that is forgiveness and vows. So and then below those we have this Knight of Cups and this Magician. So you broke hearts, you played games, alright, and this lifetime you have experienced the return of that energy. Even though many people have loved you, even though your finances haven't always been lackful, I suppose for some of you they could have been, and for some of you, you could have just had nothing but one problem after the next in romantic relationships and finance. But the sense I'm getting is more like it's a fluctuation, because your gift being the World and the Chess Queen, again, you have all this magic on your side that is available to you. It's just you have scales to balance, and you know that inside somehow, some way. And the players from your last life that come forth into this life is this King of Coins, this Page of Coins, this Knight of Cups, and this Magician energy. And hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I am so sorry. And I would normally shut it off, do my business, and then restart it, but YouTube will not let you upload and connect videos longer than an hour, and in case this goes more than an hour, I do not want it to have two parts. So again, bear with me. Sick or health, the show goes on. So this King of Coins, this Page of Coins, this Nine of Cups, and this Magician. Now, depending on how this is playing out in your life, these energies could indicate what these individuals were in your past life, or the energies that they're representing this life. I feel much stronger the energies they are representing this life, but it could be the same energy from previous life. So with this King of Coins here, we have the Shadow and Atlantis and Enchantment. This has a lot to do with that business or finance that I've been talking about. There are some things that you did, some choices that you made that impacted this individual in a negative fashion. And now in this life, when you are interacting with this spirit once again, I feel they're coming through as a boss, maybe even a father figure. I don't get the sense of this being a lover at all. This is not romantic energy at all. This here, this connection from Atlantis. This is business. And this is something that you, karma, you need to balance by choices that you made in the past life with this person. So you know this person as a boss or a business partner this life, or even a father figure. And you've had challenging relationship, and the degree in which the choices you made in previous life really dictate as the degree of challenge that you have in this relationship. But overall, despite the challenge or personality conflict friction that you experience with this individual in this life, I get the sense of great admiration. Like, they're a very stable and strong person, and you've learned a lot from them, because what sits below him is enchantment. So despite the challenge with that person, you seek their approval, and you always have from the moment that you've met them. It really matters to you. And you think it's because you admire them or they're great or something along those lines, but that's just your human perception of this energy that pulls you towards them, this enchantment you feel. The truth of the matter is you have energy to balance and clear with this person. And when you recognize that, and you work from a place with them from that platform where you're no longer frustrated by their lack of care for you or whatever it is that is the friction between you and this person, when you recognize that it's there because of something that happened long ago, and it's so simple to clear that, you know, just reach out to Spirit, because whatever has happened in this relationship must be accepted and come to peace with and let go of. So you'll know who this person is. And when you recognize that you are good enough, and it has nothing to do with who you are this lifetime, it's just a balancing of energy, you will see a shift in this relationship, and the shadow is no longer a shadow, it becomes the sun. So with Atlantis here, this is deep spiritual ties, okay? This is gonna be somebody significant in your life. There is no doubt about that. And aside from this relationship with Atlantis coming through, many of you are very drawn into the whole New Age phenomenon or extraterrestrials, things of that nature. And the reason for it is there's a part of your soul that knows greater truths about the existence of the human race than any sort of information that is available to anybody today. And most people don't realize that anything that you read in a religion or on the internet or anywhere, even the majority of our science, it is all theory or somebody's educated opinion. So think about that. Okay, if you feel something that nobody's talking about, chances are you know, like I said, you have special access to the worldwide collective consciousness. And you need to trust yourself more. And you need to get yourself right with God or the universe or however you look at it, and balance your perception about material wealth and spirituality, because money is just energy, and all energy comes forth from spirit. So really work on reconciling that, because again, you have this issue not because you are unworthy or you're meant to struggle. It has to do with choices made in past life in a business finance sense. But with this guy coming out upright, you have the opportunity this lifetime to right these wrongs. And with this, you could be like, well, Atlantis, I've had a thousand lifetimes since then. Why is this coming through as karma now? Well, it depends on the whole purpose and path of your soul. Everybody's is different, okay? And you're at a point now in your soul evolution where this energy needs to be trued up, as all things eventually come into balance. And this lifetime brings this forth for whatever reason for you personally. And with these two coming out reversed and this coming through as your south node, this tells me you have everything you need this lifetime to have this flip upright, which is ultimate financial success, happiness and stability, family life, and being emotional and connected to another individual on a romantic level. But more than that, with this energy coming through for you guys, many of you are quite psychic, and you don't give yourself enough credit for that. You need to trust yourself more. Okay, so the next player coming into this lifetime from the previous lifetime is this Page of Coins. And we also have this Seeker of Orbs. And then we have Gratitude. So, for many of you, this is your child. And this is telling you that this child in your life right now, feel very strongly if you have a male child, they were your child in previous life, in this Celtic lifetime that you experienced, this medieval lifetime. So this is, you both played the role the same that lifetime as this lifetime. You're the parent, they're the child. And what they bring forth to you is gratitude, meaning you connect to their soul in such a way that you almost wonder, does every parent see their child's soul the way that I see my child's soul? The reason why you see your child like that is because they've been your child before. You've been their protector, their provider, their guide before. Especially in this Celtic realm, you'll find that you both are drawn to the same sort of fascination on this level this lifetime. And if that rings true for you, then you know for sure this is your confirmation. This is general, so not everybody is going to resonate with that. But for those of you that do, where you and your child are both very drawn to the Celtic, the medieval, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, trust in that. And the energy of this child here brings you so much joy and happiness. it makes you love life and appreciate life in a way that you haven't been. And now, because divine timing sits here, for some of you that I'm reading for, this child has not manifested into this reality yet. It hasn't happened yet. And this here is telling you this is going to happen. And you're going to find that you and this child, you're going to be like, this child is my soulmate. I know that we've shared lifetime before. You're going to know in your soul. And for some, you haven't had this child yet. So it's going to be such a beautiful blessing for you. Now, next we have forgiveness. And what we have below that is this Two of Crystal, this Knight of Cups, and then divine timing again, and expression. So, you may, in this lifetime, have started out kind of on the same exact energy that you were in last lifetime, and that's where I'm saying you juggled more than one person on a romantic level. And in this lifetime, there are going to be relationships, and for some of you a very specific one, and for others of you there might be a few specific ones that cause you to really love and open up, only for you to kind of end up feeling burned in the end. And you wonder why, and it feels unfair. And again, it goes back to this forgiveness. And based on the cards here, I know this was you. This wasn't the other person. And in this life, the player comes through again as another lover. And at this time, some of you may have already experienced this particular person, and you are not talking to them anymore or whatever, and the universe is saying this relationship will be healed in divine timing, okay? For others of you with this divine timing, much like that child, this person hasn't come in yet into your life yet. And when they do show up, you're going to know what they are, and you're going to know about this past life energy, and you're just going to go at the relationship from a different vantage point, knowing that, because with this coming out as the Knight of Cups, I truly believe, even if there is forgiveness that needs to take place from previous lifetime, there is an opportunity for romance once again. I mean, it also came out upright from South Node. So you and this person have a chance to love again this lifetime, but divine timing, you have to be right in yourself. You have to overcome this challenge, whatever this means to you personally, this door to spirit and this diamond dreamer. Maybe you feel like you need to be financially established to at a certain point before you can really get romantically serious with somebody or have children, and that's kind of your hang up because this person has come into your life but you don't feel quite ready. Well, this is all I have to say. When you feel this deep connection towards somebody and you've seen this reading, it's time. And more than that, it's not even, you don't even need to see this reading. There's going to be a part in you that knows this person is very special, and they're going to feel it back towards you as well. You guys are going to talk about this, and I really feel that you have another opportunity at love with this person, whether you've met them in this life or you haven't. This to me is your soulmate. They're coming in from your South Node as Knight of Cups, and here they are in this forgiveness row, Two of Crystal, and here we have this Knight of Cups again with divine timing. So even if you have experienced them romantically in this life and it didn't exactly work out, hold on one more time again. I truly believe that you have another chance. And you guys had a beautiful love in the previous life, but you just weren't ready in that lifetime to be seriously committed and anchored down, even though you really loved this person. All right? So the last thing we have here is vows. And this to me has everything to do with your spirituality or your religious beliefs. We have vows, divine justice, magician, intention, and dreams. So the player that we have coming in through here is this magician. So to me, this magician is going to be or has been one of your greatest teachers this lifetime. And I don't mean in school. I mean in the school of life. Like, you count on this person's advice, their philosophy. You see them as a very wise old soul. They could be wise and old, but for some, this is like a friend or a brother or a mother or a father or an aunt or an uncle or your minister. This is somebody who is very wise. And when you get out of whack, out of balance, that's who you go see to help you get your mind right. They just kind of always know what to say. And with intention here, they've taught you a great deal about yourself and about reality and about manifesting your dreams. So this individual to me is somebody very positive in your life. And the reason why it comes through in this form as your teacher, your guardian, your protector, is because you guys made a vow, a religious, a spiritual, a sacred vow and pact in previous lifetime. And I say this goes back to Atlantis, where they will guide you, they will protect you, they will teach you. And it's not that you are not as wise as they are, okay? It's just that their karma, their soul path is a completely different thing than yours. And so them coming through as the magician, being your guide, being your teacher, being your philosopher, does not mean that they are wiser than you, even though you may perceive them as such. They're just on a different path, but you guys came from the same place. You guys have the same soul experience in Atlantis. That's the only reason why this person can get you the way they do, offer you the advice that only they seem to be able to give you. This is not a lover, okay? This is somebody who has been your mentor. Much like this other person over here, but this is more in the business finance sense. This magician is more in like life, spiritual matters, and big sense of like the law of attraction, quantum physics, manifesting, thoughts becoming things. So if you do meditations and work on really balancing out the energy that you came forth with to help you better reach for the place that you're trying to get to in this lifetime, because we're all trying to get somewhere, your experience will settle. And Reiki meditations, there's meditations on YouTube. There is so much you can do to help release the energy and karma of your past. And I mean, I don't honestly know any other way to move through it. Some things are just going to happen and play out as they're going to, because that's just it. That's just the way it is. But there's other things that, you know, we definitely have control over. And our lessons that we're here to learn, you know, we can learn them and achieve them and overcome them at any point that we choose. So for you guys that are listening to this and resonating with this, your karma, if you've experienced a lot of really challenging romantic relationships and fluctuation in your finances, it has to do with your south node, the energy of your south node. And I would look much deeper into that. But you have the power to overcome that. And like I said, you get out of sticky situations. You may have been accused of having 9 lives. That is magic. The universe is behind you. It's got your back. It's on your side. I mean, good God, Atlantis. You're from Atlantis. You go way back. You are one of the forefathers of humanity, okay, of experiencing humanity for the first time. So there is great wisdom contained within you, and there is nothing that you face in this lifetime that you cannot easily overcome. It's just that somehow, some way, there's this thicker veil between you and the divine, or you and your psychic information. And it has to do with choices you made in past life regarding career, finance, money, and romance. And clearing that elevates your vibration and thins that veil. And you move on to the next step of your soul journey. So that is the information that I received for you, Sagittarius, about past life energies coming through. Again, this is really timeless, so it doesn't matter if you're watching this in February 2017 or May of 2019. This video comes to you with this information when it's pertaining in your life, when you're on that point of your journey to begin opening up to this information about yourself and about your soul. And the advice from Spirit is acceptance, divine timing, expression, and dreams. So what this tells me is you really need to just accept everything as it is and not push against it. Come into a place of stillness. Meditate. Work on healing and releasing your past, this lifetime and previous lifetimes. However you need to do that. And know that everything is all about divine timing, and nothing lasts forever. So if you've been really struggling, that's not going to last forever. The scales are balancing and you will be on the up again. And when you're on the up again, now you know all of this, and you know that truly at the end of the day, the only thing that puts you up is Spirit. That's what this magician and intention and dreams is about, is you really recognizing that you are nothing without Spirit. And when you accept that and accept that things work out the way they're supposed to in the right time, it's like the ride just gets smoother for you. And then here we have divine timing again with expression. So it's with this lover, it's like all the things that weren't said, there is going to come a time where you are able to express yourself, okay? Also, really pay attention to your dreams. There's a lot of information's coming to you guys in your dreams, where that card would not be here. Really work on your relationship with Spirit, and it's going to change so much. And for those of you who have this person in your life, they're there. They'll guide you down this path. They are here. They said, I vow that I will help you balance your karma and move along to becoming the King of Cups that you desire to be this lifetime, having the 10 of coins as your foundation. I will help you achieve this. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I truly hope that this resonated for you guys. It is just a general reading, so there's only so much that I can say and put out there in a general sense regarding these cards. So I do hope that that resonated, and definitely look into your south node. And if you've been drawn towards Atlantis or any sort of Celtic region, medieval Renaissance, all of that. Look into that, because in your research of these things, it triggers things in your energy field, remembrances, and it's really cool, if nothing else. I mean, knowing what our past life was and what we were working on and all of that, yeah, it's great. It's useful, but it's not required information. If it was, we would be born with it just naturally, okay? And some of us are, but the majority of the population is not. And it takes, once you get out of childhood, most of it's all forgotten. And it takes many years to be able to tap back into that Akashic record if that ability is forgotten in childhood, okay? So it's not that you need to know this information to get by in this lifetime. It's that this is kind of telling you where you have been, which now you can look at the map of your life this lifetime and see where you are now opposed to this energy, what you're working on a soul level. Okay, so I hope that this helped, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Take care, Sagittarius.